Well, well, well. He doesn't know anything about it. Jeffrey Epstein's bestest friend in the whole wide world doesn't know anything about Ghislaine Maxwell. Can you believe that? Have you heard the latest on this? You know, Ghislaine Maxwell, after she was moved to a minimum security Club Fed type prison on the orders of Donald Trump, after she met with his personal attorney, Todd Blanche, and gave Trump assurances that she would not be spilling the beans about what she knows about Trump's involvement with Jeffrey Epstein and what he may have done to young girls. After she made those assurances, Trump moved her over there while her appeal was pending. You know, she's trying to get out of prison by appealing her conviction and sentence. Well, she recently, you know, she lost at the circuit court level, and so she appealed it to the Supreme Court, who refused to accept her appeal. They won't even take it up. So the circuit court decision stands, which means she ain't getting out of prison. The only chance she has to get out of prison is a pardon from Donald Trump. And so he was asked about this yesterday in the Oval Office. I want to play for you a brief exchange between, I think it's Caitlin Collins and Trump. Watch what he says. He's such a bad liar. Anyway, take a look at this.
Say it.
The Supreme Court is back and said that they rejected today an appeal by Ghislaine Maxwell to overturn her conviction. That means her only chance of getting out of prison is a pardon from you. Is that something you're...
Who are we talking about?
Ghislaine Maxwell.
You know, I haven't heard the name in so long. I can say this, that I'd have to take a look at it. I would have to take a look. Did they reject that?
She wanted to appeal her conviction.
And what happened?
They said that they were not going to hear her appeal.
I see. Well, I'll take a look at it. I will speak to the DOJ. I wouldn't consider it or not consider it. I don't know anything about it. So, but I will speak to the DOJ.
Why would she be a candidate for clemency, sir?
I don't know. I mean, I'd have to speak to the DOJ. I'll look at it. I have a lot of people who have asked me for pardons. I call him Puff Daddy has asked me for a pardon.
But she was convicted of child sex trafficking.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to take a look at it. I'd have to ask DOJ. I didn't know they rejected it. I didn't know she was even asking for it, frankly.
You know, this guy, he's got to be the worst liar on the face of the earth, despite the fact that he is the most prolific liar on the face of the earth. He is horrible at it. You would think that someone who has had so much practice lying multiple times about nearly everything on a daily basis for like his entire freaking life, this pathological lying narcissist sack of shit that he is, you would think that he would be better at it, that he would have acquired, you know, a skill and be good at lying, but he's not. He's fucking terrible at it. So he always does the same thing when he's confronted and asked about something that's really bad for him. He pretends he knows nothing about it. So he said, I wrote it down here. He said, I haven't heard that name in so long. Does anyone freaking believe that you haven't heard that name in so long? You probably say the word Ghislaine Maxwell multiple times a day. You at least think about her multiple times a day. Because here she is sitting in prison, and she's got the goods on you, and you are scared to death. Look at the extent to which this man is trying to cover it up. Look at all the things he is doing to distract from Epstein. Nearly everything this man is doing, although they also have other benefits to him, like, you know, consolidating his authoritarian rule. All these things also serve his primary goal at the moment of covering up his involvement with Jeffrey Epstein and what he did to young girls. Whatever he did, whatever he is trying to cover up, I believe is so bad that he believes it would end him if it came out. So he's scared to death of this. It's obvious. I mean, he has the Congress out on recess, essentially. You know, he's ordered Mike Johnson to not come back in session so that they can, you know, continue to refuse to swear in this woman from Arizona who won her election to the House of Representatives. She would be, because she said she will sign that discharge petition to release the Epstein files. she would be the last and final vote that is needed. She would be the 218th vote to sign on and force a vote on that discharge petition. And so he has ordered Mike Johnson, do not swear her in. How long are they going to keep this going? I guess as long as it takes, because he is desperate to cover it up. But now he is in a pickle. He was hoping that the Supreme Court would take up her appeal and release her from prison. He probably made some phone calls to his buddies Clarence and Sam on the court, but it didn't work. They did not take the appeal. So now what is he going to do? I guess he's got two choices. He can either pardon her or Epstein her, but he's going to do something. He is not going to run the risk that she's going to talk. And so anyway, going back to his obvious lies. So he says, Ghislaine Maxwell? I haven't heard that name in so long. And then she says, well, the Supreme Court rejected her appeal. And he says, did they? Did they reject that? What happened? What? I don't know. Nobody. I don't know anything. I'm not following Ghislaine. Ghislaine who? I don't know shit. And then he says, I don't know anything about it. And then he said, and do you see when he's lying about this? He gets this, he gets his lying face. His I'm pretending to not know anything about this face. His eyes widen. He's like this. I don't know anything about it. Look at it again. He's got that I'm full of shit pretending not to know anything about this face. Anyway, then he says that he'll speak to the DOJ about a pardon. Well, I don't know. I don't know if she deserves a pardon. I'll look at it. I'll speak to the DOJ. I'll have to speak to the DOJ. Why? Why would you speak to the DOJ? Does the president personally review every request for a pardon? No. Do you have any idea how many pardon requests the president of the United States gets on a daily friggin' basis? A shit ton. I think that's the exact number. A shit ton. Presidents don't review pardon applications. They have a pardon attorney for that. And after it goes through the review process, or that's how it's supposed to work anyway, after it goes through the pardon review process, if there's people that the pardon attorney thinks, the president should consider for a pardon, then they might bring it to his attention. The president isn't sitting there reviewing pardon applications, so why would he even look at a pardon request from Ghislaine Maxwell? Why would he talk to the DOJ? Why would he do that? He wouldn't do that for anyone else. We all know why he would do that. And if he's all over this, he's a lying sack of shit. He knows all about this. He was hoping that the Supreme Court would bail him out and let her out of prison. So now what is he going to do? Well, first, while he's trying to figure out what to do, he's going to pretend that he doesn't know shit. So that's what he's doing right now. He's in the I don't know anything about this phase while he figures out what to do. My guess is he's already decided that he's going to pardon her. And they just haven't figured out how and when they're going to spring her and what they're going to say. Because this is going to be a problem for him. It remains to be seen how big of a problem it will be. But he's already been in trouble with certain elements of his MAGA coalition over this whole Epstein thing. And if he pardons a convicted pedophile and sex trafficker partner of Jeffrey Epstein, that's going to be bad. And some of the Epstein victims are back on Capitol Hill this week. I'm not exactly sure what day, but I think they're going to have another press conference. What are they going to say if Donald Trump pardons Ghislaine Maxwell? Is that going to make the story go away? Hell no. And then you still got this discharge petition in the House of Representatives pending out there. You can't hold off swearing this woman in forever. So he's got a real problem on his hands. I guess he's got to go send the military into more cities. I guess he's got to start bombing and murdering some more fishermen. I guess he's got to start some new wars. I mean, he's ramping up the Venezuela war. We're going to go into there apparently. Maybe he needs to invade Greenland. But whatever he does, he's got to do something. He's got two choices. Pardon her or Epstein her. That's it. And I guarantee you, he's going to do one of those things.